So if there's one thing that I have a major issue with when it comes to Disney and Lucasfilm is that they're always doubling down and are very relentless when it comes to things like Star Wars, in this case Indiana Jones, as well as the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They always never really listen to the fan base until money talks and it hits them in a way where they finally realize that they're losing money. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future Star Wars updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support, and let's get right into the subject here. Now, we know that Bob Iger has been becoming a little bit more direct lately with audiences of Marvel, Star Wars, and Indiana Jones, right? And this has a lot to do with boosting his image, increasing his likeness after what happened with Galactic Star Cruiser and that failure of how it's getting bulldozed by this September. Yes, guys, the Star Wars Hotel is coming to an end. It's official, in case you guys have not been informed. So, yeah, that's happening right now. But we also have a lot of things happening with Indiana Jones 5. And what Bob Iger had to say about all of this is a deep apology, quote-unquote, or apologizing about a big potential loss to the Indiana Jones franchise and to the fandom. So let's get right into all of this, and whether or not it truly is even genuine, or if it's just a business move to increase his likeness. I think you all should really determine that as we go over this. So let's get right into exactly what's going on. Now, with Disney CEO Bob Iger now making last-minute marketing decisions for Indy 5, he recently went on to promote Indy 5 by becoming more direct with the audience and acknowledging the fan backlash and the boycott. Iger stated the following to everybody: "In this business, the film industry is a difficult line of work, not just for our creators, but also for our businessmen and businesswomen funding these projects to keep the success coming. What we have realized with our 5th Indiana Jones film is that the community that spans generations watching these movies are refusing to give this film a fair chance. We view that as unfair to all the hardworking men and women that put their efforts into this film, and we are dedicated to not catering to audiences that are deciding to not see this product for ours that was meant for our customers. With this film, we have been getting the signs that it's not what they had expected through our promotional work, and if this film comes to pass in a similar way of our past Star Wars films and shows, then I am deeply sorry and apologize for that mismanagement on our end. We only work to do better and to please our audiences as best as possible." Now guys, let me pause here quick. Now, Bob Iger, and I've stated this many times if you guys have been around here for a while, I've been a skeptic about him for years, and I actually was very much happy when he left and Bob Chapek came in, because Chapek was at least a little bit more sentimental about the fandom and what he wanted to do with Star Wars and Marvel, etc. And then when Bob Iger came back in, it fell apart even faster than ever before, and I believe it had a lot to do with the Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel closing. I think that was all Iger's fault, without a doubt. Some people would point fingers at Chapek as part to blame for that, but I digress. What's interesting here is that he's acknowledging that a lot of fans, or a good percentage of what he likes to call as customers, which, yeah, that's professional, I give him that much, is interesting, because he's pointing it out there that he is deeply sorry and apologizes if this movie does not meet expectations. And look, we've heard this time and time again. We've heard this with The Rise of Skywalker. We've heard this with Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. We've also heard this now with Indiana Jones 5. It's a never-ending, vicious cycle. And sometimes these apologies really come off as BP apologies. You know, that's what I always like to call it, at least. It's not genuine, it doesn't feel like it's coming from the heart or the soul. It just comes across as a business move, as a calculated marketing strategy to boost one's likeness, either as an individual or as a company, it doesn't matter. That seems like what Bob Iger is doing here. Do I believe it's a deep, genuine apology of what they are embracing to be a big failure on their end about Indy 5? I don't believe it's genuine. So moving on, alright? He goes on to further embrace the following: "It's our job to listen to fan feedback, and we are doing so right now with the fan reception related to the Dial of Destiny. We have noted the feedback we received from Cannes, and it put us on a last-minute course of revising our marketing approach for this film. So again, if this story comes to pass as underwhelming to our customers, we will work again in the future to adapt and to reach toward the goal of pleasing our customers the best we can. We here at Disney apologize that this film ends up an unexpected piece, and it's always a learning experience for us dealing with such big properties that span generations. However, we always support new visions by our creators to take on new iterations of said franchises like Star Wars, Marvel, and in this case, Indiana. So guys, let me translate something here. Basically what Bob Iger's saying is that they don't know how to handle these big IPs. Things like Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Marvel, not all Marvel projects, but some. It's mostly catered to Star Wars and Indiana Jones that they don't know how to handle because it's very lore-driven, it's very much attached to real-world mythology and real-world relics, stuff like that, right? And there's just a specific magic about Lucasfilm properties like Star Wars and Indiana Jones. Even Willow they got completely wrong. They completely dismantled Willow. And given that Willow is more of the lesser known thing, Indiana and Star Wars are the real things that Kathleen Kennedy bulldozed. Intentionally, I must add. It's very apparent now that this is 100% created by Kathleen Kennedy to bulldoze these properties and to kind of pave way for her own vision. This is why they're talking about an Indy 5 sequel. This is why the Rey movie is still in the works and planning to begin shooting by April of 2024. Yes, the Rey movie is going to happen so far as it stands, which is unfortunate. But when we look at stuff like this related to Bob Iger, look, he kind of comes across as professional, right? He's calling us customers, not fans, not viewers, customers. And he's also acknowledging that we pay for these things. But what he's also not getting is that these are properties that cannot be dealt with safely or in a played safe manner. You have to know exactly what you're dealing with, and that's why you need people running the show that care about these properties, and Kathleen Kennedy is not one of them. Absolutely not one of them. She is what I like to call the disaster artist, the destroyer of franchises, I mean, among many names out there. But this is another prime example that Iger is really kind of on the fence. He's very much on edge because he knows that he is failing at his image right now, and he does plan to leave Disney by next year, either if he gets out on his own or if the board gets up to him and fires him. It's a real race. It's a rat race, basically. That's what's happening with Iger. You know, it's all about what's going to happen in 2024. Is he going to create his own legacy in a positive sense in time before the board fires him or not? That's the race. So overall, guys, I am very intrigued to hear what you guys have to say about Iger. Do you like him? Do you dislike him? And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. No hiding on one. From night to moon, we hear them moans again. No.